the weather, but we are still going to get through this, okay? Welcome to my channel. This is 𝗀𝗻𝗀 Tarot. So I am going to be doing Earth Signs Weekly Horoscope. As I stated in the other elements horoscope, I have decided for the beginning, at least the first week of 2022, I am going to be giving everyone a free weekly horoscope, okay? Now, one thing about it, I am going to start doing the videos where there's only a little proportion on YouTube and the rest of the proportion goes to Patreon. I am going to be gradually starting on Patreon again. The good thing for you guys is that for a minimum of 3 weeks, oh, and I found my ring, you guys. So this week y'all might be finding something, which is good. Finding something you lost, whether it's a person, thing, whatever the case may be, an idea, anything. So yeah, on my Patreon, I'm going to have it open for 3 weeks to a month, depending on how I feel. And you guys literally get to have the backstage passes to every level, the VIP level and so forth. Okay, there's like 3 levels. You get to literally roam every level to see how it is, so you guys can after the cutoff time, you guys can become a member and choose which which level you feel is best for you. Because one thing about it, if you spend your hard-earned money, you want to know what you're spending it for. Okay, so everything is going to be in the description box below. How to book a reading with me, my social medias, my Patreon, and also the link, the extended link to this video will be down below also, okay? So yeah, my Patreon is, of course, I get to be split. I am going to be playing songs when I start every reading, every weekly reading. I'm going to be able to cuss. I'm going to be able to really talk about sex over on Patreon. It is just going to be very, very much explicit content, you know. So if you want to get the raw, the true raw ordeal, definitely follow me on Patreon. It comes with a lot of perks. Level 1, of course, come with the weekly and weekend horoscope. I think it's like hidden messages for the week, you know. But of course, that's level 1. You get what you give. Level 2, it goes up. It has a broader, wider range. I give like daily messages. I give, little spirituality, things I've learned about spirituality. I give weekly, weekend horoscopes. I give the weekend horoscopes, the extended, everything, the VIP. I even give my spiritual teaching, people how to read tarot. um I'm talking about the works. I give pictures of crystals, and so forth, and of course everything that comes along with a VIP. So you guys just look at it, and then when you go to my Patreon, look in the bio, it'll literally tell you the perks of every level. Okay, so, but the good thing about it is you guys get to see it for 3 weeks to see how it goes, okay? And then figure out which one you guys would, want to spend your money on, okay? Yeah. So, speaking of money, okay, there are some power moves that are being made, Earth signs, this week, for January the 2nd through the 7th, okay? So, it's some power. I wasn't able to shuffle, on this because I had to redo this for you guys because it was too long. And, my time is valuable. Your time is valuable. I try to make it, quick, simple, and to the point. If you want more in depth, go to Patreon. So, some power you guys are holding, involving some truth. Someone is rebelling, and people are finding this funny. You could be finding this funny. Maybe you could be the one rebelling, or there's someone rebelling against you, or just something in general, because someone is trying to either control you or control someone else. Okay. And that card had popped out with defiance to clarify that. Okay. Um, now someone is resistant to someone's rebellion. And they're just kind of handling it with grace. So someone is kind of rebelling and someone is just like, okay. It's just like someone's like, I don't like this ice cream. It's disgusting. Throw it on the floor. Okay. I don't want to go here. I don't like that food. I want to go to another food place. Okay. It's just like I kept hearing when I was doing this, I kept hearing, okay, okay. Okay. It's just like someone is not phased by this rebellion, whether this is you, earth signs, or someone else. So someone is definitely, I was getting, when I was shuffling, someone was fighting for their sexuality. I don't know if this was a cause, fighting for their rights. You guys, it's something about sexuality that you guys are having a fight about. I don't know if you guys, it could be involving you, you being bi. It could just be involving you guys, being very open. Um, when it comes to your sexuality, your sex appeal, but you're fighting for something in regards to that. But there is something about this that is going to bring you luck, okay? You could start messing with someone that's very powerful and kind of making a power, what I call a smart power Erica Badu move where you put that good on them or something, and somehow this helps you. So your sexual trauma somehow is going to get you into some big place. Okay, this could be your sexual trauma, because most people that have sexual trauma have kind of, it isn't always, the, oh, I've been, touched as a kid or something. It could just be, I don't know, things like it could be a lot. It could be you have miscarriages, something like that. But your pain is like gonna be your biggest asset. Or, your boom boom or your ding ding is gonna be a great asset, okay? So let's get into the reading, okay? You guys, we have Yo-Yo Defiance, clarified by Sweetie Style. We have Mary J. Blige's Healing, clarified by 𝗧𝗲𝗃𝗀 Connectivity. Lady of Rage Fights, clarified by Sister Soldier Power. Okay, so you guys, I really do feel like there's kind of a situation. Like I said, you guys are being very defiant, or someone is being very defiant. I feel like this is someone like standing in their right of knowing their value, knowing their worth, and adding tax. Even if you don't like wear designers, it's like something about you that gives a designer type of energy. And maybe someone is trying to take something in regards to your style, your look, your value in some form or some way, and you're just kind of just not having it, okay, at all. So let me show you guys the cards that were pulled for this. So with this card, I definitely feel like you have Moni Love Peace. I definitely feel like there's just kind of the situation of, you know what, I am at peace with myself. No one is going to shake me. No one is going to make me into something that I don't want to be. This is me. If you don't like it, you're just going to get your feelings hurt with me being more defiant, me buying more designers, or me just showing you just how much I'm very serious about taking my value to heart. Simple as that. And fluidity. I feel like there is something where someone is trying to control you. It's kind of like putting water in your hands and it just flowing out of your hands. It's just kind of like, you're just finding so much peace within yourself that, you're not going to be controlled, and no one is going to change you into what you don't want to be, or try to make you do something you don't want to do. So yeah, I feel like it's something someone is trying to change or control about you that is your core. It's like something that you didn't adopt. It was just something that literally, when you were born, this was just embedded in you. Like this was one of your natural characteristics that you yourself had came to the world with. You get what I'm saying? It's like you can't kind of change that. That is something that is meant for you for a bigger purpose than you can imagine. Okay. So yeah. And then we have Trina Tenacity. I feel like it's something involving your sex appeal or your value. You guys might be, when it comes to your value and your looks, you guys might have really high sex appeal. Okay. Whether you're a man or a woman, if you're a man that's watching this, if you're masculine energy, you're the feminine energy, you are definitely being warned that your feminine energy, this person has a lot of sex appeal, okay? And this can't be controlled. If you're trying to control that, you might as well just let that fly with the wind, okay? Because this is them. This is truly them, okay? But I feel like you guys are determined. That's very funny that I was talking intuitive. I picked up that Erica Badu power move where like you put it on somebody and like like you lock them in or something. This is a really powerful person. And I feel like this is a powerful person when it comes to money, because there's different different powerful people, spiritually powerful people, 3D, and I mean in this world powerful people, you know, with money and material stuff like that. But I feel like you guys are very, very determined in regards to doing something. And this gives me the energy of I will F the CEO and his company. He will give his company over to me, literally. I won't have to take it from him. He will give it to me. You get what I'm saying? That's how good whatever this is you got is pretty much like. Maybe someone might like the fact that, you know, you're not going to be controlled also, okay? So we have Mary J. Blige's Healing, clarified by 𝗧𝗧 connectivity. I feel like this is kind of the middle of the week. This is the beginning and this is the end of the week, okay? So I feel like, of course, this is what I was definitely picking up when it comes to that fight for, and that's very funny that we have the Lady Rage right there. We'll get to that. But when you were fighting for some sexuality, I felt like when I got to this part of this feeling, this energy of the sexuality thing, and it's funny because you guys, I'm gonna show you the card in a minute, but it felt like tooth and nails. So I feel like you guys have to heal something. Your angels are calling for you to heal something when it comes to some sexual trauma. This could literally, you know, like I said, this does not always mean, oh, you know, as a child, this happened to me. It could just be you might have had an abortion, a miscarriage, you know, when you lost your virginity, you didn't like the experience or something like that. You know, it could be countless of things. It could even literally just be, you know, because remember, you don't have to get, um, you know, feel, you know, some type of way or need healing when it comes to sexual things for physical. It could just be, you know, when you grew up, how people viewed you and how people sexualized you or something. However the case may be, there needs to be healing for this. And connectivity, 𝗧𝗧, I feel like it's because someone was really trying to control you. If you look, excuse me, if you look at these cords, it's like it's tied up around her. I feel like it's time for you to cut a cord with someone, maybe even your mother. I don't know if this is like something involving your mother that I'm starting to pick up, but maybe even involving your mother. I'm not sure. But a cord needs to be cut when it comes to this, okay? This could even be a cord with a sexual partner or just someone in general. But deep healing, healing amongst yourself that people don't really know about. Because when I think of Mary J. Blige, I think of, you know, how she went through so much. Most people really didn't know. She kind of kept it to herself. She had problems with drinking. Maybe you guys have drinking problems or just a problem of doing something in regards to your depression or your hurt. But you know, she kept it to herself, and somehow, some way, she always comes out on top. But she definitely has had a hard life, and I really love how the person, whoever was the illustrator, I think it's the illustrator, right? The person who made the art. I loved how they put her scar on her face because it really, really shows her, you know, how true of a warrior she is. You guys could have also went through an abusive relationship also. Another thing that I'm getting. So with 𝗀𝗡, literally sexuality came out. So there is definitely something, you know, I don't know if it's a thing of maybe you guys might have been judged by, you know, you guys liking the same sex. You know, maybe you guys experimented. I don't know, maybe this is something of like a friend, a partner in crime, or and they kind of um identify with your sexual trauma. I don't know, but it's like something about you guys putting your sexual trauma as your power in some form or some way. But yeah, and then respect. It's something about you guys getting respect, and you know, you don't have to get respect by being like Queen Latifah, you know, and having this, you know, grace. But I do feel there is an energy of grace. Somehow, some way, you guys are gonna flip something. And in the beginning of this, I was talking about a situation with Tyra Banks. I'm gonna post that down below with Kyrene Steffens. When I did your guys' reading, literally the last night, that video came into my head. And in the interview with Tyra, you know, Tyra kind of basically made Kareem to be the bad guy. But at the end of the interview, Tyra ended up becoming the bad guy. And you guys can view that to see why. Kareem Steffens handled her situation with so much class, so much grace, and just made Tyra look like a dirty wolf, okay, in sheep's clothing. But to me, she just looked like a fucking wolf that just threw off her sheep's clothing. But you guys are handling something with respect, and people are really trying to understand. Um, when I got to this part, automatically I felt good. Good poom poom, good ding ding. Okay, good. Look, executive decisions are made when it comes to that sex. Okay, but yeah, people are also, there's also some talks or something in regards to your guy. You guys have good sex. If you're a virgin, or if you guys don't even like, you're like, I've never even had sex, then that people still think you do. It's something about people just feeling like you got that 𝗧𝗃𝗃 type of vibe when it's coming to your sexuality. And people feel like it's might be because of some trauma or something, or this is just something that you just kind of know within yourself. But yeah, people are talking about this, okay? But yeah, so this part really, really got to me, because with the 𝗧𝗃𝗃 video that I'm going to post in the link down below, this was really giving 𝗀𝗃 𝗬𝗲𝗏. This whole reading almost is kind of giving her. I'm not even going to lie, because she was controlled by the industry. She broke out. She just named names. People made her feel like she was the bad guy for naming names. When it took two to tango, these men knew what they were doing. These were married men, just as she knew. Just as she was in the wrong, these people were in the wrong. But of course, you have some people that want to protect these industry men, like 𝗧𝗃𝗃 was basically doing, being a puppet. And she and 𝗀𝗃𝗃 was trying to explain her life story of why this led up to this situation of her writing a book, basically, in so many words. And she even said, this happened to me when I was 13 years old. Explaining, how when she was a little girl, such and such happened. And you guys can watch it in the video, how such and such happened. And 𝗧𝗃𝗃 just disregarded her, just didn't care, just blew her off. She didn't look at that moment when someone tells you, when I was a little kid, this happened to me, and it was, something really bad that happened to me. You don't see the grown adult in front of you. You see like the little kid version of them. And it's like, oh my God, it's like 2 + 2 is 4. Okay. It's like this kind of makes sense now, of why certain people do the things they do. And I remember she was also stating how, these men, she felt like she loved these men. And this was right after she told 𝗧𝗃𝗃, what happened to her when she was younger at 13. And 𝗧𝗃𝗃 was like, yeah, in the book, you say you love these people. So how do you equivalent this with love? With these people, these guys doing this and paying this for you. How would you even equivalent that to love? How could you even know the emotion of love or something like that, she said. And it was just like, what? 𝗧𝗃𝗃𝗃? She just told you she was looking for love. She's literally, this is all she known is her body being used since she was a child, not a young adult, but a child that didn't even fully know her body yet. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you guys, earth signs, you might have people kind of jealous of you, or kind of trying to antagonize you for some move that you're making, because 𝗀𝗃 𝗬𝗲𝗏 made the move of writing her book. And it was the bestseller. So it's some move people might judge you for making, okay? So let's get off of that, because I feel like I'm on it for too long. But watch the 𝗧𝗃𝗃𝗃 video down below in the description box. Now, Lady of Rage Fight and Sister Soldier Power, here we go. This is the energy of where you might be fighting for a cause, or someone is fighting against you, in regards to gaining some form of power in some way, I really feel. Because one thing about it, I felt like 𝗧𝗃𝗃𝗃 gave me the energy of a very mature, 3 times a lady. She was a spitting image of what a woman should be, what a woman should be, quote unquote. But what was so funny, 𝗀𝗃𝗃𝗃 seemed to have the greater heart, the better grace in the situation, and 𝗧𝗃𝗃 heart was more black. She was more evil. Her what do you call her fangs, her teeth were more sunk into 𝗀𝗃𝗃, and it just made it look like, You know, one thing about it with the image, an image is just that. It's an image, you know. Hoes can have hearts too. Okay, but then you can get the woman, the people that want to be what society wants them to be, and have the look. But what's so funny, like 𝗀𝗻 said in the comment, because when I was watching it, I was cringing watching the video, and I'm like, is anybody seeing what I'm seeing right now? This is so sad. And how Tyra is doing her. And someone in the comments said after the interview, Kareem kind of basically said, you know, Tyra really didn't have no room to talk because Tyra was a hoe too. Okay, a hoe that was a hoe for free. Okay, and that's another thing about these hoes. People sling the whole word around, and they feel like, oh, because you have the perfect image of a woman, and you getting a wet ass for free, you not a hoe. No, baby, you're a hoe. You're just a dumb hoe. Okay, a dumb hoe. 𝗀𝗻 was a smart hoe. It's a difference. Okay, but both hoes was present in her interview. If I was 𝗀𝗻, that's what I would have said. I would have been like, and both hoes was present in that interview. Let's just be clear, okay? Simple as that. It's just one hoe knows how to hide her wholeness better. Simple, okay? Anywho, so yeah, someone might be exerting their power towards you, or this could even be you. Flip it to where it puts. Remember, this is a general reading. If you want a personalized reading, you can always get a reading from me in the description box below. Alrighty, so young MIA, I definitely feel like you guys have potential, or someone sees you that you have potential when it comes to a situation of love and you maturing with love. Okay, I feel like you guys might be talking or expressing, singing or rapping about your feelings of love, about you guys wanting to have the potential to mature at love, to also heal your sexual trauma. This is what 𝗀𝗻 was talking about also after Tyra shut her down so evilishly, like she did, and change. I feel like you guys are really, really trying to mature, really, really trying to make the change. And this gives me also an energy of after you make this executive move, okay, as I've always said, make an executive move. So when you guys make this executive move, I feel like there's something that's going to happen where you guys are going to have to realize, okay, I need to kind of have a mature look, or you guys are going to try to change your look a little bit, because I feel like you're going to be hanging with the big dogs. It is something about you guys being connected to someone. And what's so funny, this person isn't showing up in the cards. So I feel like this is the person that's like going to be in the background, but you're going to make sure that you stay in the forefront. You get what I'm saying? It's like a person like you're not gonna speak on too much, to where if you guys do business or something, it's just not all about this person. But the best example I can give is like, you know, say if you guys are trying to have a business, of course, and there's someone very powerful that a lot of people know that can help you. You guys aren't really spreading the information that you're talking to this person because you don't want everything to be shadowed by this person. That's another thing 𝗀𝗻 said in her book also. What was it, 𝗀𝗻's? No. It was I'm Megan Good and 50 Cent. I watched that the same night that I watched 𝗀𝗻's. But yeah, it was something where Megan Good was like, she didn't want things to be overshadowed by 50 Cent, who was kind of a really big star at the time. So I feel like you guys will have someone in your back pocket, but you will be molding yourself, because you guys are going from this to this. You guys are making money moves, okay? You're going from this. People are knowing something about this, like, okay, there's something superstitious going on because she's locking people down. She or he, and making big moves. And how are they able to make these moves? And then boom, you go from this, because you know you're up in your game. The game is being up, the bar is being raised, you know. So yeah. So earth signs, let's get the rest of this reading. Okay, so what did we have? We had psychopath, you speak my language. And then we had you're going to be taken care of in an unexpected way, okay? So I feel with these three cards, of course, they're just simply like pretty much a thing of you guys are, oh, that's another thing. So when I first did your reading, I felt the energy of my grandfather. I can't remember which card or where I was at, but my grandfather's energy came up, and it was the energy. When I think of my poppy, I call him my poppy. When I think of my poppy, I think of a protective man. I think of a man that when I look to my husband, sorry, I and that's another thing that this might be another thing why your looks might change, because whoever this powerful person is that you lock down, you might get that ring. Okay, so you gotta that's why you go from hoe to her wife, okay? Or whole husband, whatever the case may be. Or you guys, if you're a man watching this, you're gonna have a hoe that goes from a housewife. Simple as that. I'm sorry. And she doesn't have to be a hoe. It just may be her energy gives who, what I'm saying? She got high sex appeal. She go from sex appeal to finally a maturing type of look, okay? So yeah, in the reading, I felt the energy of my grandfather. When I think of my grandfather, I think of someone who protects me. Okay, I can always call him no matter what. He will always have the answer. He will figure it the fuck out. Okay, he will even do his main thing where he say, "Give me a day, and I'm gonna get back to you." Okay, if it's that big of a thing. So I feel like people might look at you guys. Thank you, baby. And then yeah. Speaking of protective energy, and my grandfather, my husband, who was like, gave me who my grandfather gave me over to, just bought me some donuts for me to eat. Okay, but anywho, you guys, there's the energy of someone feeling like, people might feel like you're a psychopath this week. I'm not even gonna lie. They might feel like it's something psychopathic about you, whatever the case may be. But you're gonna have one person, just like how I was feeling for Kyrene Steffens in that Tyra video. Like, I wanted to speak up for her and be like, Tyra, can you let her explain her story? Like, are you so biased? Why are you even an interviewer? You need to just freaking be a judge, bitch, and get a gravel. Excuse me for cursing. I'm not supposed to curse on YouTube. But you might find somebody who speaks your language. Someone who looks at you and just sees the real you instead of what you portray or what your energy comes off as. And like I said, you're going to be taken care of in an unexpected way. This is literally what I said in this reading. You somehow are going to lock somebody down, and this person is really, really going to help you in some way. Okay. So you guys have water signs. You could be dealing with a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. You have mentally, and then we also have the 8th house and the 7th house. Yes, it's like you guys are dealing with a situation where you're going to be having a lot of emotional things going on, but you guys somehow still are going to be using mind over matter, okay? When it comes to releasing connections that you don't need anymore, that doesn't serve you, okay? And finding better connections. The 8th house is about transformation, aka death. The 7th house is about partnerships, connections, business connections, relationships, whatever the case may be, any type of connection. And I feel like you guys are making bigger moves when it comes to your connections, okay? So yeah, and the resolution is truth. There is something in regards to this card where you guys are going to find out the truth of something. You guys are going to be seeing something clearly, or someone is going to be finding out the truth of you. And I feel like it's more so the truth of your growth that someone is seeing, because if you notice, they're looking at the past you, this you that I was talking about, instead of this you. And someone is kind of seeing how far you're coming, or you're seeing how far you're coming. But however you're coming, you're going to be coming with being your truest self. Like, this is what I came from, and this is where I'm at now. I'm not gonna hide shit about it, okay? So yeah. So earth signs, that is your guys' weekly reading for January the 2nd through the 7th. If you guys would like to get more information, you guys can jump over to Patreon. But do remember, Patreon, there are still generalized reading. We're just getting more in depth. So if you want a personal reading, you can always find me at 𝗀𝗺𝗺@yahoo.com. This is my email. This is the alternative route if you guys don't have a social media, or if you just go on a hiatus and don't want to fuck with social media no more, okay? This is my Twitter, 𝗀𝗺𝗺. I do weekly and weekend horoscopes on there, and I also do the Twitter polls, this right here, on there also. So you can vote to get a majority win for your element. I do the videos on YouTube. I also do pick-up piles and collectives. And on my TikTok, I just posted a pick-up pile. So definitely be on the lookout for my TikTok. Those are the places you guys can find me for weekly and daily content. Until next time, we were here, we were queer, and I hope y'all get enough money to get a car with a chandelier, okay? So you guys make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, okay? Because when you guys comment, it lets me know that I should post more videos. When you don't comment, it lets me know that I'm wasting my time, okay? So don't be scared, okay? One thing about it, I do not bite. I only bite my husband, okay? As I've always said. So make sure to shut up. Make sure to comment, like, share, subscribe. Until next time, bye-bye.